Hello. So here's where we're at today. In my last video, I used the bacon grease and the tallow to fill up my Fry Daddy. It's still low, so this week I'm gonna this payday, I'll pick up some more lard, and add it to it. But today is the next day, and I'm still in my jammies, and looking rough. So this is some homemade pork rind dust, pork panko, whatever you call it. I crushed my own pork rinds quite a while ago and made my own pork panko. Because that is a brand that you can buy. And I actually ordered some, but it's not here yet. So, right now everything's taking a while to be delivered. I have been storing this in my freezer because it's a good place to store it. But I did not, it has chunks in it. So you can see this chunk. I want to get it more to a powder. So we are going to put it in the food processor and get it small, more fine, more processed. If your food processor has mine has this little chute where things go out, but it also comes with this little cover so things don't shoot out of it. So you'll definitely want to add that because it came all the way to the top. So this is the difference. I know it looks like, but now that's like the biggest piece I have in there. So it's very fine, very powdery. So, let's see. Yeah, there's a chunk. But definitely less than there was. So, now, I'll put that. I'm going to put a different Ziploc bag because I beat this one. And with with those pieces of rind in there, it kind of they're so sharp edges and they kind of break through that plastic and put a hole in it. So I'm gonna put it back in here. Now, when you buy pork panko, you actually do not have those pieces of those larger pieces. They have it ground up real good, but it's cheaper to make your own versus buying it. So now, what did I do to get this stage? I watched some Paula Deen, and I wanted to see what does she do for her chicken. Now, we're not using everything she uses because she's not carnivore. But what I wanted to see was kind of the process for how she gets her chicken ready to cook. So in her video, because she's on YouTube now, she took her chicken and she put it in with an egg and seasonings and I think she used 2 eggs, some seasonings. She used some hot sauce. I think that might be it, but I could be lying. Anyway, once she gets it to that stage, she lets it sit out at room temperature and, letting it kind of get to a room temperature. And And that's what I've been doing. Now, mine is not room temperature. But the point of that, she says, is to get it to warmer, because once you start adding your chicken to the oil, she says the oil will start to cool down. So you are adding it, you're getting it to room temperature, so that way it cools down less. And I'm like, okay. So, you know, I mean, Paula Deen says it, you know it's going to be right. So, so she sets it out at room temperature, and then she, you know, and has it sitting out in this mixture. Now, what do I have in here? I have my same old, first I seasoned the chicken last night before I went to bed and had it in like in a pan. And, but this morning I put it, so in here, I didn't have any eggs. I'm a terrible carnivore. I didn't have any eggs. So I actually used heavy cream, and I did use a little bit of hot sauce just for grins. I've got some adobo and some smoked paprika, and I have some of my mixture of the garlic, salt, onion, pepper, Greek seasoning, and white pepper. It's the stuff that I put on everything. So I put it all down in here with the heavy cream and, like I said, just a dash of hot sauce. I don't even like hot stuff, but I thought, yeah, you know, what's it gonna hurt? So, I mean, this isn't a contest of you know, oh, I don't put any hot sauce because that's too, that's not, it's not carnivore. Well, seasonings, it was just like a tablespoon. So, whatever, don't judge, leave it out if you don't like it. Hold on, we're going to move around and I'll show you what she did next. Next, she pulled her chicken out of this and put it in a colander. And she said to make sure you throw away, you don't save that liquid that you had it sitting in. So, there's no fat or anything in here, so I will feel comfortable dumping this down the drain when I'm all done. This stuff right here. So, she just let her sit for a couple minutes while she got her other part together. I'll just stick it back here out of the way, and I'll deal with that in a minute. So now we're going to move back over here. Now, we know Paula isn't carnivore, although she does use a lot of butter, but she used flour. So I've got my pork rinds, and then I took some of these cheddar cheese crisps, and this is like the little individual serving bag, and I beat that up a little bit. Of course, it's, you know, not going to be perfectly powdery fine, but it's going to work. And I did this one, and I just kind of, beat it up real good. All these things are moist, so they will clump together. You know, it's not, it doesn't turn to powder. If you want it to be like a powder, you should probably leave it sit out to dehydrate or something, but you know, I ain't got that kind of time. So, now, so we got this for the chicken. That's gonna have a good cheesy flavor. I've also seen people use some Parmesan cheese. Now, keto people will add some almond flour and other stuff, and you know, it's fine. You add whatever you want to add, because I'm going to add whatever I want to add. So just know that there's all different kinds of things that you can add to your chicken. So this is an experiment. This is 100% an experiment. I've only used pork rinds and Parmesan cheese in the past, and I used a skillet. I didn't use my I keep trying to call it air fryer because that's what everybody talks and uses nowadays, but it's Fry Daddy. So I haven't used that before. And I mean, maybe 15 years ago. Like I said, I got this thing years and years ago, so definitely hasn't been used since then. So there's that mixture. So in the video, the guy doing the recording asked Paula, he said, do you season your flour? And she said, no, I season my chicken. I don't season my flour. So, like Paula, I'm not going to season this either. Hang on, I'm moving it over to here for now. And so, like I said, I'm gonna follow Paula's lead. And something else she said is that you do let's see, dark pieces fry longer than white meat for whatever reason. Oh, she said something about the blood in it or something, but that's too deep. I ain't, whatever, Paula. That's serious talk. So, I'm going to take a piece of chicken. I'm going to put it in here. But I'm not going to turn you all so you don't have to watch. Now, she says, she used a skillet, cast iron skillet, on her stove. And so she used a thermometer in her oil to get it the right temperature. And then it was interesting because she was right. As soon as she put it in, the temperature started dropping. So, move this little ornament there. We're going to see how things work for us. I've got it at 375. The little light's turned off saying it's ready to go. So, we're going to put this, and this thing, the piece of chicken is the same size as the basket. So, we're going to put it down, and I'm going to see if it covers it. Yeah, it like comes right to the tip top. I'm going to set a timer. Where's the timer go? Y'all see my timer anywhere? Can you see it? Well, we'll use the oven. Hang on. Anyway, she says that it usually cooks 14 to 15 minutes. So I figure that'll be a good starting time. So I just set my stove, my oven timer to 15 minutes or 14 minutes. So in 14 minutes I'll check it. Now she did say that I'm gonna go on and get this piece of chicken down in here. And I know, this is not flour. So, you could use almond flour if you're keto. You can use what's the other? Coconut powder. You could use all those keto powders if you want to, or flours. That's perfectly fine. This is just how I'm doing it, because I'm carnivore. But this is 100% modifiable to whatever you want it to be. So, I'm going to leave this in there and come back to you in about 15 minutes. Quick side note, because it does not totally, let me show you. Sorry, one of the dogs excited. It does not totally cover the chicken. So, I am going to, it's been about 6 minutes. Oh, that's a good view, I think. You could see in there better. Let's see. Whoa, hang on. I got a tangled up mess going on. Ooh. I don't know how to do it. Well, okay, I just have to lower it another one. Whoa! Don't get seasick on me, y'all. Sorry. Anyway, so it's been about 6 minutes, probably now 7 minutes. But I'm going to flip it and put it down to, hers was on 350. And the light's off again. So I'm going to put it down to about 350, 340. And flip it and turn it over. So I'll let it run a little longer and we'll see how she goes. Okay. So the timer went off. Now here's something I read last night. Because after I experimented, you know, with the chicken, I wanted to, or with the bacon, I wanted to see what the, you know, what it says out there about using bacon for frying stuff. What I found, what I read is that bacon does not hold a high temperature or does not cook good in a high temperature. It's a low temp oil. So next time I won't use so much bacon to fill my Fry Daddy. It's fun. It's still, I'm sure it's still gonna taste good. It just, I don't know, it may taste too let's see, it temps 160. It's supposed to be, oh, nope, 163. Okay. Temp's supposed to be about 165 or 160 to 165 to 170. Anyway, somewhere in there, and it's there. So there it is. But anyway, like I'm saying, I have a feeling that, I'm going to close this. I have a feeling that things now that I cook in here are going to be on the darker side because of the, you know, using the bacon grease. But like I said, I'm definitely going to pick up some lard and add it to it. But I got another piece of chicken here already in here. I'm going to add a little bit more of the Parmesan to it and put it in. And I'm going to get these, this piece, I have this piece and another piece. And I don't think you need to watch me do 2 more pieces. I could probably show it to you when it's all done. So, piece number 2. Try to shake off a little excess. Piece number 2. It's going down, baby. And that took about 17 minutes. So for that one to get done. So I'll set the timer and I'll show you the next one. When I pulled that, cut into that piece of chicken that was done, it was not done. So I put it back in here with the other one. And I figure I'm going to take it out now and see how that is. Let's see where my thermometer is. You know, I don't know if I trust thermometers all that much, but so it was at the 160, but I may have pushed it in too far. I don't know. But we'll try it now and see what I get. So it's still red inside and kind of bloody. So this other piece has been going 17 minutes. I flipped it once and made sure it was thick side down first, or the second. Right now, it's thick side down. Well, I still don't say the temperature is 160. I just don't know. I don't know. It's been, oh wait, now it's 160. I need to get an instant read thermometer. That's what I need. I'm going to cut into this and just see how it looks. Yeah, that's how chicken's supposed to look. It's going to be too hot to carry over to you, but no, I don't want to use those cones. Hang on, let me just do it this way. I got me a mess over here on this side of the thing. There we go. You can see that right there. That looks like chicken, not blood. So that looks better. So I got this one in there. I'm gonna cut into the leg part. I know you're supposed to let meat rest and all that stuff, but that kind of gave me a little bit of a case of the nervies. So just want to check it out. Just want to check it out. Oh yeah, that's definitely good. It's good all around the bone and everything. So yeah, so I'll get this one done. And then I got one more to go. And then, but I'm so weird. I don't like eating food with my hands. You can call me weird, my friends do. Like even if I order a sandwich, half the time I'm eating that sandwich, like back when I'd eat bread, half the time I would eat it with the knife and fork. It's just, I'm just weird. It's just what I like. I don't know, I guess maybe I'm a little bit like Sheldon. I don't like getting my hands yucky and messy. Because it seems like so oftentimes you do get your hands yucky, and then you go in to touch something else, and then, you know, your hands are still gross and yucky. So anyway, yeah, like I said, OCD, I got problems, whatever. But, whereas if I pull this apart now, and then I eat it later with the fork, I'll be fine. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah. So I'm going to pull this chicken off the bone. And then I will, I'll pull the other two pieces off and I'll show you how it all looks when we're done. Alright, I'm done. I've played, I've had fun. This isn't something I do every day, you know that. I eat ground beef 6 days a week, so it's just a little something fun I wanted to try. I'll do it again for sure, but next time I might try. I'll definitely make sure I have lard in there, and I might try to do it with a pork chop. That'd be pretty good too. I just wanted to tell you, you know, we all come to this way of eating for different reasons. Some people come because they've tried everything they could try to lose weight, and this is the last straw, so they try keto, and then they think, well, let me go an extra step to see if that helps. There are so many different reasons why those of us who come to this way of eating get here. You know, if you've got Hashimoto's or another autoimmune system disease, if you have you know, eczema and you're on the last stage of healing, and you decided to try Carnivore because you hear that it's helped people with their eczema. Just remember that all these videos of all of us people that are talking and cooking or whatever, all these videos, we all have our different reasons. So, sorry, yes, I'm blowing my nose. So while I have lost 86 pounds, that doesn't mean you will, in the time frame that I have. I started at 340 pounds. So everybody has their own different reason for why they're starting, and they all start from different points. And so just remember that as you watch these videos. Because what works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you or you or you or you or you. So, you know, this way of eating is totally about experimenting and finding out what works for you. And don't think that just because you see somebody eating steaks 5 days a week that you have to eat steak. Just because so-and-so gets their fancy steaks from online doesn't mean you have to. Just because so-and-so has this fancy grill, doesn't mean you have to have it too. I eat ground beef, I eat burgers 6 days a week, and this is some random thing I have on the 7th day. So, it really comes down to you and what your body needs. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be simple, like I said, like burgers every day, or even if you tolerate chicken, you could do chicken every day. If you tolerate cheese, you can add cheese. If you don't tolerate it, don't add it. But it's truly a diet, a way of eating to where you have to experiment. You have to see what's going to work for you. And until you try different things, you don't know what works. I'm in a groove now after a year of knowing that eating ground beef every day works great for me. And I'm still losing weight. And I know how much I need to eat. And I know what I can eat with it. I know what seasonings I can eat with it. But there's so many people and so many different things and so many different ways of doing this that as you watch these videos, please remember, just because Joe Blow, Dr. So-and-so says you can eat honey every day, doesn't mean that you should eat honey every day. Like me, I struggle with sugar addiction, so I could never eat honey. That would screw me up so bad. But just remember, it's all trial and error. You have to see what's going to work for you and enjoy it and eat. Just eat and feel good. So, all right, I'm off my soapbox. Have a good day.